Welcome everyone to another Pokemon Unite character concept art video, and this one will be for Celebi. Don't forget there will be timestamps in the description so you guys can go check out wherever you want to in the video. I will be talking during all of it so you can listen to me explain it, or you can just read it. I have it all written down. Also for this video I have a little challenge here. And it is to, in the comment section, guess what Hoenn Pokemon I will be doing for my next character concept. I've already decided who it will be, and its design is already in the works. So I thought it would be a fun little challenge, see if you guys can figure out who it is. So yeah, go leave your guess in the comments. But let's actually start getting into Celebi. So for Celebi, I wanted to base it off of a time mechanic. Celebi is known as a time-traveling Pokemon and a Pokemon based on time, so I decided to incorporate that into its kit and make all of its moves time-delayed or time-activated, just as a little tie-in with what it actually does in the main series games and in the show, in the movies. It's always related to time in some way. For its role, it is a supporter with ranged attacks, and it will also be using special attack as its primary attacking method. And for its general stats, I wanted to keep them pretty similar to Mew because Celebi and Mew are both Pixie Mythicals. If you don't know what a Pixie Mythical is, they are the mythical Pokemon. There's normally one in every generation. And they have base 100 stats across the board. So they have 100 attack, 100 defense, 100 health, 100 of everything. And they are just in general pretty good. Mew is the Kanto Pixie Mythical. Celebi is the Johto Pixie Mythical. So I decided to keep the two pretty similar in terms of stats. So if you look at Mew's general stats, it's 2 4s, 2 6s, and an 8. So I decided to keep that same pattern with Celebi, except change around which one's the 4s, which one's the 6s, which one's the 8. So that's why it looks pretty similar to Mew, because I did actually want to keep the two somewhat close, because they are actually closely related to in the games and in the show. Natural Cure is Celebi's ability, and what it does is any healing done outside of battle. And in order to be outside of battle, a player, whether that's Celebi or an ally, has to be out of battle for at least 5 seconds. And when they are out of battle for 5 seconds, they will receive a 10% recovery bonus if Celebi were to heal them. Celebi has to specifically heal them. If it does not, then no 10% increased bonus to their health recovery moves. Celebi's boosted attack is just another basic attack that it fires, but after that first basic attack hits, half a second after that, it will fire an additional projectile that will also hit that enemy hit by the basic attack. Life Dew and Confusion are the level 1 and level 3 moves. You get to pick whichever one you want, whenever you want, at either level 1 or level 3. Life Dew has a 10-second cooldown, and what happens is a drop of water falls on Celebi's head and spreads out to its nearby allies in a short distance around it. And while these waves of water are pulsing, those allies hit by it will heal very slightly for a short period of time, and that period of time will be over 3 seconds. This is just meant to be a nice basic level 1 recovery move. Celebi's recovery moves are all pretty similar in terms of range to Life Dew. It's not like healing from a massive distance away like Eldegoss, for example, with Cotton Guard or Blissey Softboils. They're very close range heals, so it's a much more team fight based support to where you have to be close to it to actually get your healing. But the benefit is it can heal all of its teammates at once. It doesn't need to heal a specific target. So everything near it will get healed. Confusion is Celebi's move that will actually do damage, and it has an 8-second cooldown. What happens is there is a weak Psychic Blast that Celebi will target somewhere on the battlefield in an area around it, and after a second, that area will explode. Confusion is pretty similar to Gardevoir's Future Sight in that it targets an area and a little later it explodes, except this one doesn't do anything else except just explode. It's not high damage, it's pretty low. I wanted to keep Celebi a lower damage support. It's still going to hurt a bit, but it's not going to like one-shot you or anything. Unlike most of the legendaries and mythicals in the game right now, but you know, Celebi is meant to be a support. I want to keep it a support. Now we have Celebi's level 5 moves, and as you can see, the wall of text and design images actually start to rise in pretty high significance here. Because there is a lot to explain with these. So Future Sight is Celebi's first level 5 move, and it has 2 charges. It is a 5-second cooldown to refill a single charge, but you can use your 2 charges within 1 second of each other. What happens is Celebi throws an orb somewhere around itself, and this orb, when an enemy is nearby it, whether it's a wild Pokemon or a player, this orb will be targeted on them and will hit them no matter what. It cannot be avoided. They will take the damage. And a maximum of 2 orbs can be placed on the map at one time. And if an enemy is hit by an orb, whether it's one or both, they will get a 12.5% speed reduction and also be revealed on the map. And the 12.5% speed reduction does not stack, it is just one flat 12.5% speed reduction. So if one enemy gets hit with both, it is just once applied. What this move is meant to be is it's meant to be a way to see your opponents from far away. So what you can do is, let's say you're doing Rayquaza, you could put your 2 orbs of Future Sight around the map, and if an enemy is trying to, for example, steal it, they will be revealed because they'll be targeted and hit by the Future Sight, and then you know where they are, and then you can attack them. So it's just meant to be ways to set up your team, and when they're hit, they're slowed, so that makes them not really be able to run away from you as much, and you could catch them and beat them. And Future Sight Plus is at level 10, and what this does is a maximum of 3 orbs can be placed on the map instead of 2. This just gives you more of what 2 does. So instead of 2, it's 3, and there's just 1 more orb you could place on the map, and it can help you more. Leaf Storm is Celebi's other move, and it is also learned at level 5, and it has a 7.5 second cooldown. What happens with Leaf Storm is Celebi summons a little tornado in front of it, and as time passes, this tornado gets faster, and this is just a passive effect, so you don't need to hold it, you don't need to do anything. It just summons one, and it will just spin around, do its thing, and it will passively charge for up to 5 seconds, but you can release it at any time, so you don't have to wait the 5 seconds to actually use the move. You can charge it up for 1 second and fire it. You could charge it up for 5 seconds and it will fire automatically if it hits 5 seconds. The more this move is charged, the more damage it will do. It won't do a ton of damage, but it will still hurt a bit. And the more knock-up it will do. This is meant to be more of a set-up-oriented move to where you use it and you can charge it up and knock something up. The longer you charge it, the more knock-up they get, and also they get slightly more damage. Once you select the direction the move will go, you cannot change it. So you have to send it the way you were sending it before. So this can lead to some weird scenarios where like you could charge it and an enemy could try and bait you out, and then you can like move there and then knock them up anyway, and then that sets up your team for a fight. One good thing, though, you can do is you can't use any of your moves, but you can use your basic attacks at least. So you can still fire your basic attacks, which fire your boosted attacks, but you can't use whatever other move you have. You are limited to that. So all you can do is just charge up the little Leaf Storm and also use your attacks. Because I thought it might be a little too strong to be able to heal your team while you're doing all of this. But after using the move also, Celebi's special attack will be reduced by 25%. And it doesn't need its special attack too much because once again, this is on a 7.5 second cooldown. So it's not like you're really going to be using it too much. But it would like hurt maybe its boosted attack slightly. It doesn't really do much damage. So it doesn't really affect it too much. But it could. And Leaf Storm Plus is gained at level 10, and it reduces the special attack reduction by 10%. So now it's 15% instead of 25%. These are once again not really your healing moves, they're more of your damage moves. It won't do a ton of damage, but they're going to set up some scenarios, they're going to support your team in a bit of weird ways with some knockups and some vision control, and just provide maybe better team fights for your team. At level 7, you gain your healing moves, and those can be either Leech Seed or Heal Bell. We'll start off with Leech Seed. Leech Seed has a 5-second cooldown, and what Leech Seed does is Celebi will fire off a seed in the direction it is facing. While the seed is attached to something, whatever it's attached to takes constant damage, and also any allies that are near you will be healed by 10% of whatever the damage done to that player is. And this effect applies every 5 seconds. The seed, you can only have one on each player at a time, will last for 20 seconds. So what this does is this allows just Celebi to get a ton of passive healing. You can have up to 4 seeds on different people. So imagine you're getting, 10% from this person, 10% from this person, 10% from this person, and 10% from that person. And you're all healing them, and then you're also dealing a ton of damage to things. These can even be attached to wild Pokemon too, so you can just, deal damage with this slightly. It's not a ton of damage once again, but it's also just constant healing for Celebi, and it's constant healing for its team if they are within close proximity of Celebi. Also later on, at level 12, you get your plus move of Leech Seed, and this reduces the movement speed of all players with the seed on them by 10%. So they get much slower, so you can once again beat them or run away from them if you want, and heal your team more, and they take more damage, and it is pretty annoying for them. Heal Bell is at level 7, and it has a 9-second cooldown. Celebi and all of its teammates will be healed in a short distance around itself. And after they are healed, everyone will gain a little bell symbol above them. The bell symbol is marked on my little diagram there. That's at least the quick little bell symbol I made. And it will be on any player healed for 4 seconds. The first time a player would be stunned within those 4 seconds and they have a bell symbol on them, they will not be stunned. What this is meant to be is, once again, this is just meant to be a pretty simple healing move with a little twist of a stun immunity, which lasts, like I said, for 4 seconds. So you have a decent amount of time so you can get stunned and then, just not really care about it. And you'll also be healed, which is nice. Heal Bell Plus is also at level 12, just like Leech Seed Plus. And this makes it so when your bell is used, it has to be used, not fall off after the 4 seconds. If it's actually used and you are stunned, you will gain a movement speed increase of 20% for 2 seconds. So this allows you to be stunned, and you won't be stunned if it's used, so then you can run away if ever you're caught out of a fight. And once again, this provides just more team protection. Makes your team much safer to engage, and you can be stunned, but not actually, because you just ignore it. And then you can run away if you need to. Like I said, you'll be healed when it's first used, so it has lots of good support capabilities, which you want for a support. Finally, we have Celebi's Unite move, which is called Rewind. Pretty simple name, pretty simple effect. That's a pretty long block of text. But Rewind is gained at level 9 and has a 124-second cooldown, because this is a pretty strong effect. So if an ally is defeated, Celebi can reverse time for that player back to where they were alive. This is a revive, essentially, except it has a twist. It's not a full revive. So this effect can be used anywhere on the map, and in order to choose who you want to use this effect on, you will get a little scroll wheel, and you can, select which player you want with that scroll wheel. You can even revive yourself, and if Celebi is currently defeated, it can revive itself or any other player. Celebi can still use this move as if it were alive and select any player it wants to revive, and that can be used from anywhere on the map. So you might be wondering, this is a really strong effect. A global rewind that can be used while the user is defeated. But it does have some slight downsides, okay? It's not an instant revive. A clock will appear to notify you you're being revived, and after 3 seconds, you will be brought back to the same health you were 3 seconds ago before you were defeated, and this will happen wherever you were defeated. So you do get revived in your place, but it's, like I said, not a revive, it's a rewind. So you will still have the same health you had 3 seconds before that. So if you're full health and you got one shot in a single second, then guess what? You're at full health with a revive, and when you come back, you will also be invisible and invincible for 3 seconds, or it will be until you attack. This allows you to run away, reposition, try and get a good spot for anything you want to do. This move does have quite a few limitations, but it is a strong effect in the end. So I wanted to make it balanced. I like to balance my characters. And hopefully you think it's somewhat balanced. Hopefully you thought this was interesting. That's the end of the video, so thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. Like I said, don't forget in the comment section, you guys can go guess what Hoenn Pokemon I will do a concept art for. And like I said, already been chosen. Very excited to do that one. But thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you like this stuff. I enjoy making these. That's why I've done a bunch of others. I have a whole playlist of them. I have some Halloware I've done. I even created my own map, so you guys can check all of that out. I appreciate it. So thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. So thank you, and goodbye.